What is up, YouTube? I know it's been a while, but I have a nice video for you today. Um, like I said before, my videos are based on helping men and young men, giving them advice, my 2 cents, so they can avoid the pitfalls that I have come across during my life. Now, this particular video probably pertains to men 30 and over, especially if you've been married or in a marriage. Well, this video is talking about how to get over a marriage or get through a separation and how to deal with the heartache of this afterwards. So, this is very crucial that I talk about this because this happened to me twice. Yes, I was stupid twice. I got married twice. And both marriages lasted for 10 years apiece. Now, this most recent marriage was very, very hard to get over. I guess I could say that I loved this woman more than I loved the first woman that I was married to. Now, this is this isn't easy. A breakup, even if you were in a long-term relationship with a girlfriend and you break up, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a rough patch for you trying to get over the breakup. Now, when it comes to marriage, it's even harder because you have a lot invested as far as friends, uh, in-laws, stepsons, stepdaughters. Now, I'm going to tell you how I got over my marriage. Now, lucky for me, I married a woman that made a substantial amount of money. So during the separation and the divorce part of it, I really didn't have anything to lose because I didn't have anything to give. Uh, I was going to school, I was working part time, and the last year, things just took a downfall. You can end up not liking the person that you fell in love with. And that's what happened between us. It got to a point where we really couldn't stand to talk or look at each other. And there's a part of everyone that says to themselves, they can't live without this person, or they can't imagine life without this person, you know. And you kind of mention that during the marriage because no one wants to come to that point. But sometimes you have to use your logical brain and you have to come to the decision that it's going to be better for the both of you to part ways. So my ex-wife and I talked about it that whole month. Let's see, we separated in November, but during the month, even the month before, things were just took a downfall, and tempers were short. You know, we just lost everything. All the luster of being married, it was just gone. And we talked about it. I threatened her with a divorce, and then we kind of went back and forth with threatening each other with divorce. And finally, she sent me a nice little note through an email, and pretty much told me that I had to pack my things within a certain amount of time and find a new job. Well, not find a new job, but find a place to live, find my own transportation. And I had to deal with all that on my own because she wasn't going to help. So I got my walking papers. It wasn't a shock that she sent me that email because I knew that it was going to happen sooner or later. It just took one of us to make the decision to end this nightmare of a marriage. So, here's the meat of the discussion. When you're divorcing someone and you're not living with them, you it's like that person died because you don't see them anymore. You know they're there, but it still feels like they died. And till this day, I didn't even have a relationship with my ex-wife, not even friends. And it's pretty much how my first marriage ended. We just they never wanted to speak to me again. Um, I moved out. There was nobody to lend me a hand financially. Uh, I mean, no friends, no family members. I even reached out to my family members and say, hey, uh, I'm going through a divorce, and I couldn't ask them for money because I know, for one, my brother wouldn't. He just wouldn't volunteer it and I know he had the money, to help me get started again. So I had no help financially, none. Now I did have a couple of people that were like supporting me during this process. I met a nice young lady at a local restaurant that I visited, and she was there for me, and that helped. And I mean, she was sweet. She was there for me, through thick and thin. And I digress. But so lucky for me, some guys have it worse when it comes to moving out. Some guys end up sleeping in their cars, or sleeping outside, or sleeping at a friend's apartment or whatever. And I had none of those. I sleeping in my car wasn't even an option. I just can't function that way. So lucky for me, I do have a little bit of a 401k that's just sitting, and it's not really accruing any money, but it's there. So lucky for me, I had to dip into that 401k for an emergency fund, and I paid out the butt for taxes, of course. But if I hadn't had that 401k, I don't know what would have happened. But I dipped into that 401k. I was able to get myself a car, secure myself a place to live. I did all of this within 2 weeks. I was pounding the pavement trying to get myself settled. And I came into this apartment with little to nothing, but I'm slowly building things back up, slowly building my wealth, my savings up. As you can see by this little thumbnail here on the video, that's me holding some cash, and it's kind of the reward after everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get to that later. But so I'm sitting in this apartment, no bed, no couch, just a TV, and a few items uh, that I accrued from the marriage that she had bought me, and and I was sleeping on an air mattress for a while, and I set up in my apartment one day, and I'm sitting on this air mattress, and I started to bawl. I just started to cry, and I was asking myself, what the hell have I done to myself? Did I make the right decision? And because she was kind of trying to talk me back. She was kind of like, I guess she felt kind of bad afterwards because she was asking how I was, and my ex-wife. But I knew that it could have been really easy for me to come back to her because she was kind of sweet talking me. But logically, I knew that was a huge mistake. Even though it felt nice that she was kind of giving me a lifeline to come back, I knew that it wasn't the right decision. We were just, at that point, we're just being childish, and, we're just going to be more toxic to each other than ever. And the marriage wasn't getting better anyway. So I just kept my distance. But I tell you, men, it's going to hurt like hell. Believe me, it's going to hurt like hell. But you're going to get through it. You're going to work through it. What I did is I got out. I started hanging out with people. I started hanging out with classmates, friends, whoever that you can hook up with and just go hang out with. Do that. Because if you don't, you're going to sit up in your apartment and you're going to feel lonely. Sorry about that, folks. But you're going to feel lonely, and it's going to be, you're going to feel destitute, and you're going to start thinking a lot of dark thoughts, and you're probably going to start wanting to do harm to yourself to end it all. But please, do not do that. Live on. Do things that you wouldn't have done if you were with your wife. Go out, go back to the nightclubs. Just not and not just to talk to women. Just chill out and just have fun at the nightclub. Something that you haven't done since you've been married. You know, and this is a time you can start doing things that you couldn't do when you were married. Look at it that way. I went to movies a lot. I went out. I had dinner on my own. Um, I went to festivals, concerts. Um, I met new people at my job, and one person at my job that I was working at the time, she helped me through it too. She kind of, because she had been through the same situation, and she just kind of helped me out, and she talked me through it, and we exchanged phone numbers, and that helped me. You need a support system. If something like this happens, you need to be surrounding yourself with people. Uh, and you need to be talking about things that's going to put you in a light mood, a happy mood, um, and then things will start working out for themselves. It took me almost a whole year to get over that divorce, and I still think about her often. I still think about it every now and then. You know, and I still wonder if it was the right decision. To stay apart, and I don't regret what I did. Um, Life is different as a single person because you start to realize that even though as a guy you're divorced and you're thinking, oh, you're gonna have all these women come into your apartment, you can have nonstop women knocking at your door, and it's the total opposite. Uh, but then again, it depends on your SMV rate. I mean, if you're a 6 foot man that's attractive, you may have a better situation. Um, but and I'm kind of an introvert anyway, so it is what it is. I spend a lot of time alone at home, but I'm getting to do things my way. Uh, I have nobody to answer to when I come home. There's no one to be yelling at me or giving me the stink eye for some reason, and I'm starting to feel better about being alone and being divorced. I tried dating uh, while I was going through separation, and I ended up dating a woman that pretty much had the same personality as my ex-wife. So that didn't work. I mean, it lasted all of, I don't know, maybe a month, and so I wouldn't advise getting back out there real quick trying to date women, because whatever you're feeling, the baggage and the hurt and the pain that you're feeling from that recent separation or divorce, it's not going to go away, and it's not going to be beneficial if you're not your 100% self trying to date a woman. So it's been a little over a year since I've been away from my ex-wife, and now I'm on the upswing. Now I'm better. Now I'm getting used to living on my own, and I'm thinking that I don't want to give this up because it feels good. You know, it feels like medication, so to speak. So I'm going to give this a few people some shout outs, because I do recommend watching some YouTube videos, some red pill content. These men help me out because they talk sense into my head. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, the man who talks about the free agent lifestyle. Shout out to Richard Cooper, Entrepreneurs in Cars. Shout out to Matt Cross from 33 Secrets. Even though he's a PUA guy, he still talks about some red pill content, and that helped me too. And there's another person, Sandman. Please watch him as well. And all these people that you watch on YouTube that I've mentioned, they're going to talk some sense into your head, and it's going to make you feel better about what the decision you've made. Or if you're thinking about getting divorced, it's going to help you too. Because I actually started watching some of these guys before I got divorced to try to get myself indoctrinated to the red pill environment. And it's probably it kind of probably pushed the divorce because I wasn't taking any crap from her late at that point because of the videos that I was watching. So they may have had some hand in it, and it's a good thing. But you'll get over this, men. And if you're thinking about doing this, make sure you have some type of backup plan. Make sure if you have a 401k, you might have to dip into that 401k to get your start in life again. You know, you got to do what you got to do. And if you are thinking about divorce, start putting away some money. Start, and I'm promoting hiding money, because if you don't, you're going to screw yourself in the long run, especially if she's going to be taking half your money or whatnot, or if you have kids involved and stuff like that. Stack some money away in a secret place where she can't find it, and you'll be better prepared. Because you know what? Women do it too. When a woman knows she's in a horrible relationship or marriage, they put money away. But nobody looks at them wrong. But when a man does it, it's bad. But please, get yourself prepared. Stack some cash away and start preparing for your exit. And, start looking for places to live, and then make your exit. But that's all I have to say. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I thought it was important to get this out. And be strong. There is life after divorce. You can make it. I'm doing it, and I'm sure you can too. Peace out.